So let's look at color now. We had color kind of defined in our scale here, and that's not quite right. So let's just remove that. That was just for visualization. And let's make a new node here. So I'm making an attribute VOP. And I'm going to call this color. So we'll go inside. And one thing we can see is if I press tab and type random, I can take our point number, and I'm just going to put out a 3-dimensional vector. So if I wire that straight into CD, we're going to get random colors. Now, if we already have a color value, what we want to do is multiply by that. So we're going to multiply, press tab, type multiply our incoming color by some random value. And our incoming color should be white, which is the default if there are no color values already defined on here. It'll default to 1. Now, of course, let's do a fit range here. So I'm going to press tab and type fit. Put that right there. And we'll promote our maximum and minimum, or minimum and maximum. And of course, minimum, we want to make sure that the default is 1 since we're multiplying. We want to make sure that right now there's no randomness. And then we'll call this min random color. And then here we can call that max random color. And you can choose for the user interface whether you want it to look like a vector or a color, like a color picker. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter to me either way when I use this stuff. I kind of just dial them up or down until I find what I'm looking for. Let's test and see if that's working. Yep. And of course we can bias this as well. So we can just choose to make, for instance, the red 0, or start to play with different color combinations there as well. You know, we can also do noises and other patterns in here. For now, I'm just going to do pure randomness. I'll let you decide how far you want to take this asset for your own purposes. But I do want to be able to put a texture in here as well. So we will press tab and type UV coordinates. And we'll also press tab and bring a texture node in here. We'll take our S to S and T to T. And we will multiply. Actually, let's multiply. We already have a multiply actually, so let's just wire this straight in. And I'm going to put another switch here for using textures or not, because I don't think that we have a default if there are no textures. Oh, yes, we do. Actually, default color. There we go. So we do have a default. So let's promote the map here. Let's see. Delete mandrel. There we go. Okay, so we do have a default. And maybe we will actually make this here by default use nothing. There we go. So you choose whether you want a color in here or not. I'm wondering whether we should go back into our scale parameter and do the same thing for texture. I think it's okay like this. We can let the user decide, to keep this enabled or disabled. Up to them, up to you guys. So let's make sure everything's playing well together here. And let me go grab some image here from our HFS directory. We'll go grab Mandrill again, see where he is. Yep. Okay, so everything's playing well together. And let's just reset everything here to our defaults. We will save this asset and then save our file.